First principles thinking for problem solving is a thinking system by which you can solve any problem by questioning and understanding the core foundational laws or principles of the given problem or scenario. It's almost like an art of strategically asking questions to get down to the unshakable laws, the immovable governing bodies as to why things are the way they are in your particular scenario. Now, as the name suggests, first principles are those laws or principles that are the very foundation upon which a scenario is built. So they're built from the ground up. So first you have that principle, and then everything else attaches to it. So if you have a problem at the top, the easiest way to solve it would be to break down all the way to the first principle and then rebuild upward, avoiding the thing that caused the problem. A really easy illustration for how this thought system kind of works is if a child kept asking you why when you explained something to them, and you kept giving them an answer and they kept asking why, until you got to the point where your only possible answer is that's just the way it is. That just the way it is your first principle for the scenario, and therefore from that place you can kind of build solutions going forward if the scenario required solving. This thinking system is extremely effective because it doesn't just deal with the cosmetics of a scenario, it goes down into the root of what could potentially be causing the problem that is evident. It could stem from a problem that is much larger below. And so by getting to the first principle of the situation, you can deal with it from its root and fix something here that could affect something there, and touch something there that could affect something there. And so you wouldn't have to return to dealing with the same problem over and over because you dealt with the root of it. An easy way to illustrate this would be a tree, a massive tree. Imagine a tree. I hopefully can add a graphic of a tree somewhere here. But yeah, you have this tree, this giant tree, and the fruits are not growing very well. From the time this tree grew, the fruits have not come out okay, they don't get ripe, or this, that, and the third. What first principles would require is you break it down, you ask why the fruits are not performing like that, you get your answer. Maybe it's something in the stem. You go to the stem, you ask why the stem is that way. You go to the trunk, you get to the trunk and you ask why the trunk is this way. You go to the roots. Ideally, you would stop at the roots because that's the root of the problem. But I would put it to you that in certain cases, you might even need to go to the structure of the seed of the tree and look at the way that seed grew and what were the conditions surrounding the seed for the tree to grow the way it did. And once you're able to answer that question, you can then cultivate the seed better so that going forward you're planting trees that are producing much better fruit. And that is first principles.